All right, all right, all right. Good evening, everybody. Woo. Man, I'm sorry I haven't streamed in a bit. Again, it's just been really, really hectic. So I apologize. A lot going on. Completely insane on how much stuff has been going on, and now it's just been crazy hectic. But hey, that's just how life is. Am I not right? I mean, things happen, and unfortunately, I haven't been on here, and but I'm on. I'm trying to get on here more often, but now having a car is different. Things are busier. Things are lots going on. Anyway, let's get into the truth about the world. I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be talked about. I'm not going to get into every single thing, unfortunately, because that would be extremely long. And I really don't want to bore you guys. I want you guys to come back and be able to, get refreshed on the new things in that instead of just jumping everywhere and getting to everything that is going on. Um, but give me a moment here to get on here to get this out there. So there we go. Well, there we go. So a lot of truth, man. That's the world of truth. So let's get to the bottom of this. All right, there's truth in the UFOs. There's truth in what you believe is Bigfoot, which is actually Neanderthals that are still alive. There's still mermaids out in this existence and always have been. There is what you call extraterrestrials in the ocean. Truth. That's been going on for, oh my God, centuries and centuries, way back even then, um, and even farther back. It's just fact. It's truth. Um, there's a lot more truths about to come out that the world needs to know about. Let's talk about the Nephilim of giants. There's truths in that. Uh, that's an unfortunate thing a lot of people don't think about and don't really pay attention. But yes, there is Nephilim. There is giants out there. Um, not for the good either. They're all evil. They're all uh, corrupted by the government now. So they're trying to help the government in every which way possible for the end of the world. Of course, the agenda, of course, is to take over. And there's also more. There's little men that we call gnomes, which are not gnomes. There as well extraterrestrials as well. What about fairies? Everybody says about fairies and that, and yes, there is fairies. Unfortunately, there is factual in that there was something strange found. A person called and contacted the government. Said, "Hey, I found these little homes and that are up in the trees and that, and up in this area of the part of a mountain and that, and then I found what looked like graves and that. It's like, and then there's some that I've called and actually showed, and there's some of them on Facebook Reels and that proven fact. And a lot of people think they're AI or AI generated and they're not. Um, these are real bodies that people are finding. They're holding them in hand, and it's crazy on how that is. So a lot of things there that a lot of people don't understand. It's shocking. It's mind blowing. Um, uh, and there's more. There is still dinosaurs that are still roaming on this earth. What we call dinosaurs. Back then were called dragons. That there is sea dragons out there in the sea. There is from records of what I couldn't believe was actual dragons on land as well that can fly, that can, do the same things that we've heard stories about. And it's kind of funny. We always said, oh, well, it's just stories. Is it? Well, what happens with stories? It could lead to truths, right? What if they were putting truths out there, but just saying and denying it in person? But in these movies and stories, they're telling the truths about. It's very, very likely. There was apparently a dragon that in China that was destroying, breathing fire on buildings and going crazy, shockingly. And it's kind of funny that we don't see anything. Now, I used to follow these people that live in China, and they did funny stuff and that, smacking each other with certain things and rubber banding with these big rubber things, and that, if they lost on something, so on and so forth. I used to watch these guys, and they disappeared, and we used to watch a lot of other things that were from Chinese people in China. They all disappeared ever since that record came out. There's a lot of things going on in China that nobody wants you to know about. So it's kind of funny. It's really funny. And here's what's funny: the kicker in China, their Facebook Reels and their TikToks and stuff like that don't carry none of the messing around and joking around and stupid stuff that we see on TikTok. Now, there's a lot of learning stuff that they do get when it comes to cars or building stuff or homes and stuff like that. They will get that because it's what they call educational. China is very educational with their people in that, so they don't like their kids and the adults to see anything that's fun and enjoyable and stuff like that. So that's what's really crazy there. That's a lot of truth there. You don't see too much in Russia either anymore. I've noticed that. I used to watch a lot of their fishing stuff. I'm a big fisherman, so I used to see a lot of things in Russia with fishing. Not at all. So it's really crazy how lately it's been getting. But there's things going on over there. It has nothing to do with the war between Iran and America. So it's crazy, insane. So understand that. That's what the agenda is put out there right now. Before that is, oh, they hate us, they don't like us, so on and so forth, babble. But that ain't the truth. They're very welcoming. There's some certain people that don't like Americans and don't like American people, or like America at all. Yes, there is some, of course, out there. You're always going to have something like that. And same in Russia, same in everywhere else. But Russia is more welcoming. Italy's more welcoming. Sweden. There's a lot of places that welcome Americans in and stuff like that. Now, tourists, they're welcoming, but they're securely careful. Whereas if you're coming there to live, they are very welcoming because you're coming in, joining that community, and I've noticed a difference between the things and that. Now, as for me with my family, when I go to Italy, I'm very welcomed, even though I don't live there, because my family. So that's a difference. I'm known to be there with my family it lives in Italy and that. So that's the only difference, that I'm very welcome there. So if I would leave right now to go to Italy, they would open their hearts to me, every single person, the whole community in that, because they know me and know I come visit. And it's a family thing. So for for you, like if you're going there to tour or not, they're very welcoming, but they're kind of like, okay, I got to be careful, type thing, because they don't know you, of course, but they're very nice. They'll welcome you into their home to drink, eat, stuff like that, talk, you know, but they'll shy away with certain things that they talk about. So that's the difference. So it's a very nice area if you want to live, and it's cheap. Like you don't understand. In Italy, it's so cheap. Like you could get a nice row house that's a full house. Okay, so you have down below, which is normally like um, kitchen, cooking, and your shower and toilet, bathroom. Then you have like a sort of a living room. Then you go up, and that's when it's really like pops out. Like you really have a big living room and stuff like that. Then you go on another floor, and that's where like your bedroom. There's 1 to 2 bedrooms on. It depends. And there is another floor that has 2 bedrooms. So it's very decent, and it's fully furnished for $25,000. It's fully furnished. That's what's insane. It's out crazy on that, like how cheap it is, and yet it's fully furnished with everything: beds, dressers, TV, so on and so forth. Everything's pretty much already set up for you. Then it goes up in price as it gets nicer, of course, but it don't really go up. I think the most expensive one was $80,000, and that's out. What I'm kind of between 65 and 80,000. I'm kind of looking for is out in the country. You're out alone and stuff like that. It's real beautiful, but still you're not that far from the in town and that. So it's really decent, and that's yet again is fully furnished. So and it's bigger, of course. You're gonna have a bigger home with that price. But you also have more land. You have land in that. You have whatever you want. You could have a horse farm. You could have an animal farm, whatever, for that price, which is great. But they feed you. The food's better there. Um, the community welcoming and helpful. They'll all talk with you. All say good morning to you. Um, Everybody, like no one, even if they're having a bad day, they're gonna be like, "Hey, good morning." You know. Um, Very welcoming in a lot of other countries compared to here in the United States. You don't get a lot of people that would say, "Hey, good morning," or "Hi," or anything. Like a lot of people just ignore you and just go on about their day. Finding help is very difficult. Finding people that are caring, yeah. So it's very different compared to what America is. America has gotten very ignorant, and then there's so a lot of ignorance is, they think it's their way or the highway, or that you can't do this, you can't do that. We call them Karens, and I call the guys Joes. So Joe Schmo is my favorite, but yeah. So you have a lot of that compared to over there. You don't. It's very, very, very little. You're gonna have, of course, somebody, but it's very, very uncommon. And usually that Joe Schmo or Karen is they're having a bad day and they become a Karen or Joe Schmo for a little bit. Um, but here's the thing: they feel bad and will come to you and apologize. Like, "Hey, sorry, I had a bad day, and it's been crazy, crazy, but I apologize." You know, that's more what they do over there. And that's more what it should be like here. You know, you might be having a bad day, but at the end of the day, you come to a person, "Hey, I apologize," especially if you know them. "Hey, I apologize. I was having a bad day. I shouldn't have took it out on you like that. I'm sorry. Apologize. Like, let me make it up to you or something." That's what it should be, but not anymore. So it's very unfortunate and very common, of course, here. So, um, but yes, I am considering the possibilities of moving out of the United States, and more for protection as well, compared to um, I love it. I love it over there. I'm sorry. It's just beautiful and a lot more, feels more like home being over there compared to here. I never really felt at home here. Like this was not my calling being in America. I believe my calling would be overseas. So it's really being considered. There's also a high possibility. So, but like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long like I normally am at nights and that. So I just wanted to get on here so you guys are aware I'm okay. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to do nothing to myself. I'm at peace. I'm very spiritually great. I'm happy. So understand if something would happen, definitely question it because I don't feel in any type of way of harming myself. That is not me. I am very happy. I might get in my moods and that where I get, but I usually end up being cheered up and having a good time. So just wanted to throw it on there and let you guys know. There's a lot more world truths. I just don't want to babble on because if I keep on going, I know I'm only at 16 minutes on here, but if I keep on going, I'm not going to stop. And then we'll be in here for 10 hours. And then we'll be on here for, almost 24 hours. So, so tomorrow, I promise, later on, I'm going to be doing a yard sale again tomorrow. So, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing that. It all depends on how I feel. But Sunday, I will definitely be on here the normal in the morning, afternoon, and night. Monday, I'm not too sure about yet how I'm going to do that. I'll probably not. But I will let you guys know Sunday how that goes down and how that's going to work. All right. So, goodness gracious, just fly. So I appreciate every single one of y'all. Have a great and beautiful night. Enjoy life and trust and believe. If you are not subscribed, you need to be. If you ain't following, definitely need to be. And please hit them likes and get ready for the next one. Take it easy, guys.